Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be cutting off this doll's hair. So basically I am sick of this polypropylene. It's a doll that I purchased with my own money, and I just want her to have better hair and better bangs, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve the look of bangs I want with this polypropylene hair. So yeah, I'm going to do bangs all the way across, and we'll see how that looks. If I regret it, I regret it, but I think I'm just gonna say YOLO and do it. So, what you're gonna need: scissors, a flathead screwdriver to scrape the inside of the head, and where did I put them? Oh, right here, tweezers, to pluck all of the remnants of the original hair outside of the head, from inside the head, I should say. Excuse me, there's like dirt. I don't know, is that I don't know what that was, but it's in the corner right now. I'll sweep that up later. So yeah, as you can see, I have a doll over here that's already prepared for rerouting. So yeah, I'm just gonna start. I'm a little bit nervous. Let me take her earrings out. I'll put them over here. I'm a little bit nervous just because, I don't know, it's my only one and I don't want to do her wrong. I'm debating if I should take her head off now or wait until after I've cut her hair off. Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. No going back now. Okay, so let's just get this over with and cut all of this nasty polypropylene off of her head. So yeah, this doll sadly has, as I've mentioned before, polypropylene hair. It is the worst hair fiber you can put on a doll. It will deteriorate a lot. Another reason I'm doing this is I watched a YouTuber, and he has a strawberry shortcake doll, which I have the same one, I believe. And her hair dry rotted too. And it dry rotted because that is polypropylene. That is what polypropylene does. And it'll probably happen to this doll down the line, so I just thought, hey, might as well nip it in the bud before it even happens. I have the hair colors. They're not 1-to-1, but they're close enough to where it warrants a reroute. So let me just get all of this off, and then after I've done that, I will cut it as short. I wish I had laid something down so it wouldn't get on the floor. Just do that. So that's all of her hair off of her head, except for the bangs. But we're gonna take care of that right now. Okay. Oop, there we go. There we have it. Okay, I'm just trying to be careful around the ears because I have almost nipped a doll's ears off before doing this, so I just like to be extra careful around parts that are bulging out or what have you. So okay, come on, get up. My scissors are starting to become a little bit dull. I might need to invest in a new pair soon. I use them for a variety of things, so I think I just need hair scissors dedicated just to hair. Her scalp, is her scalp, yes, it's painted. Okay, good. I was about to say, her scalp doesn't really look like the same color as her hair. I might go ahead and just paint it to make sure that when I reroute her, there's no bald patches showing through. This color of her scalp is actually closer to the hair color that I'm going to reroute it in, though, so I don't know. So we're just going to get all of that off, this poor baby, and get her some new hair. Now, I am going to be using Kanekalon braiding hair for this reroute. I would prefer premium nylon. That is my #1 hair fiber to go to when rerouting, but I sadly do not possess any nylon in this specific color. So I would have to order some, and I'm not willing to spend the money on that when I already have hair the same color. But Kanekalon is a very close contender. It's probably my second favorite hair fiber to work with. It's actually my #1 hair fiber to reroute with, but nylon, I love the feeling of it much more than the Kanekalon. But in terms of the rerouting process, Kanekalon really does, when it's Kanekalon, it really does make the rerouting process go much faster. So yeah, there we go. I think that's as all that she's gonna get. So now, what I'm gonna do is, I don't want to lose her necklace, so I'm gonna take that off. There we go. Alright, I'll put it there. Now, I didn't heat up any water. I usually would heat up water to do this, but that doesn't really work for Monster High because they have a thinner neck. Usually with a Barbie, you could push the head down, wait a minute or two, and then pull it off. But I think I'm just gonna... there we go. Alright. I would not recommend doing that without heating up the head first for these Monster High dolls, but that's up to you whether you do that or not. Later, I'll probably cut this off in case I ever need to take the head off for another reroute, because if I do get this color in nylon, I will probably reroute her with nylon hair. But yeah, let me just cut her bangs off a little bit more. I just want to make sure that this is as short as possible so it's easier to pull to the inside of the head. Okay, now here's the fun part. Okay, I'll clean this up later. Let me just move it into a big pile there. Alright, now here's the fun part. That is going to be taking the screwdriver and scraping the inside of the head. Ooh, mine's a bit on the dirty side, so if you can get a clean one, that'd be great. And we're just going to, let's see if I can focus the camera. We're just going to pull that on the inside of the head. Now, the reason that I wanted to make one of these videos is I see this YouTuber, she does it all the time, where she will be taking the plugs out of her doll's head on camera and cutting the hair and whatnot. So I decided, hey, why not try to do it myself? Her name's Amber Ruxpin, by the way. Amber Ruxpin, like the teddy bear. So as you can see, there is no, I don't see any splits in her head, so that's a good sign. But you want to be careful, especially around areas like the ear, especially if you're using the rerouting tool. That can really cause splitting in your head if you're not careful. The needle method is much more controlled in my opinion, and it doesn't cause micro abrasions in the vinyl, which can lead, that's what leads to tearings, the micro abrasions. So yeah, be wary when you use the rerouting tool. That's all I have to say. Make sure your needle isn't too big as well. The smaller the needle, the less chance of it causing micro abrasions. Okay, there we go. So we're getting close to her being completely bald. Okay, there we go. Now, I would do this to all of my Monster High dolls that have polypropylene hair if I had the colors. I do have purple, and I do have a, what is it, Iridescent Claudine doll with purple hair, but she has two-tone purple hair, and the main color of her hair is not that color, so I don't know if I want to reroute her with that color yet or not, so that's a decision I'll have to make at some point in the future. But if I could, I would reroute every single doll with Kanekalon or nylon hair. Or if I had to, I would use Saran. Saran is... It's really good hair fiber, but it oxidizes really badly. Like Frankie, I have a Frankie doll, and their hair color... It's a new Frankie, by the way, and their hair color has oxidized already. Like, it's way more yellow than it was when I first bought them. So yeah, that's sad, but that's the nature of Saran. It just oxidizes really badly and what have you. So you can't really stop it from doing that. Even in temperature-controlled climates, it does it, and without glue as well. Barbies that were in the 80s that were rooted with Saran hair, they suffered the same fate of oxidization, so it's not the glue in the heads that's specifically causing it to discolor, by the way. That's a misconception I see some people spreading around. That's just, Saran just oxidizes. So, okay, now we're moving on to taking the hair out of the head. This is the tedious part. I might not record all of this. As you can see, that is not glue, that is where they burn the hair together. I can actually shake the head and it'll start to fall out. But I'm just gonna take some of this out on camera, and then I'll like make sure it's all out when I turn the camera off. I like to make sure all of the hair is out, because if it's not, then when you're rerooting, it'll start falling out and get everywhere, and it's just not fun. So, boom. Sorry if I'm hitting the camera. I am, but can't really help that. Ooh, that's a big chunk right there. There we go. Yep, just taking the hair out. Nothing too special. But yeah, I got this doll like a week or so ago, maybe. So I've had her for about a week. And I just really didn't like her hair style. Like, it was really bad. Like, she has such a beautiful face. If you can see, she has the beautiful light little blush, and her eyes are perfect. Like, it's not misprinted at all, which I was really thankful for. Because I recently got a Draculaura Sculptment Secrets, and her eyes were a little bit misprinted, and it kind of irked me a little bit. So, let me do this on camera. I'm trying to do this on camera as much as I can, but... Oh, there we go. That's a nice big piece. Sorry if I keep shaking the camera. Yeah, but I went to Walmart today and I ran across some new Monster High dolls. I went there one day and they had like a lot of the newly released characters like Abby, Heath, Claude. They even had Venus. I was going over there. I was kind of debating on buying one of them, but I don't really have the money for that right now. But I am getting paid, so I probably will at some point go back there and grab me a couple, at least one or two, maybe three, maybe three, but who knows. I'm trying to buy, when I do get money, I'm trying to buy older releases first, because I know those are the ones that are going to go out of stock more quickly. So I'm looking at possibly getting the not the Sculptment Secret. Well, yes, I am looking to get Sculptment Secret dolls, but they're already out of stock, and there's a set that I'm looking at, and it costs around $100 for 3 Sculptment Secret dolls. I might try and talk them down to $95. It's the first issue dolls, and I just need those dolls to complete my collection of Sculptment Secret Series 1, so yeah. And I was able to secure a Furidescent Draculaura. She is outrageously high right now. Quite outrageous in my opinion. I don't like when people resell things, but also I understand that it's a business. Like, they're in it for the money. They're most likely not a devout collector like myself of Monster High. They're probably just in it for the money. Although I wouldn't say that, because some collectors do like to resell their dolls. Like, I personally resell dolls that I get new sometimes. Like, for instance, my pre-production dolls, I got them for their accessories mostly, because I have the original dolls. Particularly for Abby's accessories and Ghoulia, because I had the dolls, but most of their clothing was like gone, so for Abby, I only had her shoes and her dress, plus her, like, the doll, and I had to reroot her, so I'm probably gonna reroot her though, because I don't know how I feel about the Kanekalon hair I use. And for Ghoulia, There's still so much in her head. For Gulia, I had nothing basically of hers except for her outfit, like her boots, her shirt, and her pants. That was basically it. I even bought a replacement pair of glasses, but those were really low quality. I was not expecting them to be that cheap. I paid like $4. I could have got like a whole lot of them off Temu for like that amount of money, but whatever. I know not to purchase those again. But I do have a pair of glasses for Gulia if she needs them, so yeah, that's good, I guess. But you get the gist of this. I basically just scrape the inside of the scalp to remove the plugs and put them inside the head, and now I'm just digging them out. That's basically all that you do for a reroot. You just cut the hair, scrape, and then you pluck. Some people like to pluck, like to not scrape and just pluck it, and with that, it's probably easier to get every single, like, it's more controlled instead of just having like plugs rattling around inside the head and you're blindly trying to grab at them. So that is probably a method that would be good for me because I like to remove all of the plugs. That is a big one. Oof. See, that's all melted hair. Don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but that's all melted hair. See how it's like hard. See how it like snapped like that? That's what Mattel uses nowadays, which is a great method to use. But it's also bad because like that also means that they can't use nylon for this because the heat to melt nylon is, I believe, too high for their machines. So that's probably a reason that they never use nylon hair. So that's sad. That we'll probably never get a Monster High doll with nylon, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to finish plucking all the hair outside this doll's head, and then I'll be right back. So, BRB. Okay, hi, I'm back, and I got all of the plugs. I don't hear anything rattling in her head. Got them all out of her head, so she is completely barren and ready for a reroot. So I'm probably just gonna pop her back on her body for now. So let's see here. So I'll just pop her back on because I'm currently rerooting. Let me show her off. Pretty decent ways into this reroot, so I'm gonna finish this one first, I think. This Roxy doll, as you can see, she is getting pretty close to being done. I just need to do this side of her head, then her part, and then back here, obviously. This needs to focus. Back here, obviously. So yeah, and she doesn't have that many holes to fill, so that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Her head is pretty hard, and it's hard to get the needle through, but it's worth it for this beautiful, long, gorgeous hair. She has been without hair for so long, and she's a childhood doll of mine, so even though she has all this damage and stuff, I wanted her to look nice and presentable for my little brats collection. So yeah, I'll probably end up finishing this one first, and then I'll work on her, and then eventually I'll get to my Briar Beauty, because she is one of my only childhood Ever After High dolls, one of my originals, in fact, the original like 4 or 5 that I released, that is still around with us, and she has all of her face paint, and she does have some staining, but a little bit of acne cream should treat that, but I don't feel she really needs it. Like, she's pretty decent condition. She did have a chip in her eye, and I did paint it, but other than that, she's pretty good. I need to seal her paint and get her clothes destained, or however I'm gonna do that. I don't know. So yeah, gonna finish this one. I'll do an updated video on the Roxy and Phoebe fixing Roxy and Phoebe once she is done. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment, a like, and all that good stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.